Hello everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we're continuing our going through of the Imperium magazine with issue 19, and Imperium was set for the Warhammer 40,000 universe. So almost at issue 20, hard to imagine we've gone through 19 issues so far and there is still 70 issues to go. I was going to say 71, but maybe not. 70, 71, either way. Anyway, getting straight into it, front of issue 19. So in terms of some nice little artwork, we do have a chaplain. Very nice. And then in terms of what's included, hopefully the third and final Munitorum armoured container. So we've seen this several times already. In saying that, the actual box set does have 3 of them. So we do get some information in theory about terrain models, information about the Reclusium, and grenades. Grenades would be an interesting one because I know a lot of units have them, but I swear I never see them ever used. Anyway. Contents of the issue, so the Munitorum battle zone, the Reclusium, search for immortality, so going back to some Necron themes, and then more information about the container. So, Munitorum battle zone. So this is obviously interesting because we're used to seeing units as opposed to battle zones and things like that. So it's very nice to see this. I'm really hoping it doesn't have a battle. Oh, really? Everything gets a battle record. May or may not be a bad thing. So yes, you've got some random generations for some battle record information. It's just generic labeling by the looks of things. And some battle sectors, so there you go. The Reclusium. So obviously things about the chaplaincy, what they're equipped with and things like that. So it's always nice to see. Interesting, this one's sporting some red robing. So we've got the various ranks, the war gear, so the Rosarius and the Crozius Arcanum. Always very nice. Surprisingly enough, there is just this little text blurb about the Chaplains of the Dark Angels, because there's obviously some more nuance there with the chaplains, interrogator chaplains, etc. The Necrons, search for immortality. So some story information there. It's always nice to see. And then going into how to build the container, which we've seen a few times. It'd be interesting to see if it's actually changed this iteration. Obviously the build won't change. The build will remain the same. So we go through that, and then how to paint now. The how to paint may be the same. At some point I should really go back against all 3 and compare. But obviously how to paint, I think the how to paint does feel different. So obviously going through the various painting that can be done based on the free paints that have been provided so far, and the final gallery of the painted models. So it's nice to know that we have 3 of those. In terms of the playthrough, it's Warren Factorum. So in theory, we have at least a Royal Warden and a Primaris Captain involved. The actual setup, the various data sheets, and grenades. So, when a unit shoots, model equipped with grenades can... Okay, so there you go. Frag grenades, crack grenades, blast weapons and things like that. So I really do need to try and figure out where grenades play in terms of the actual play phase. Looks like it's the shooting phase, but because they're only 6-inch grenades, you obviously don't get to use them unless just before declaring a charge, maybe. Anyway, Space Marines starting their move. Obviously didn't do too much. Necrons start their move, and there's definitely some movement and shooting involved. No charging or fighting. And then the Space Marines go back into their move. We do have some, what I'd imagine, some grenades being used within the shooting phase. looks like it was a frag grenade. There's a crack grenade being tossed around here as well. Basically grenade warfare. And then going back to continuing a Space Marine turn 2. But definitely not too bad. They're on Cyphos. Now, if I remember correctly, this was the actual battle mat provided in the previous issue, issue 18. So it's just giving you some indication of what to expect for basically the next 19 odd issues between issues 21 and 40. We will see a little bit more about the Adeptus Mechanicus on the back of this issue as well. With that being said, coming soon, issue 20 we already know about. We get 2 paints there, Corn Red and Troll Slayer Orange. Issues 21 and 22, in fact, we're going to have 10 Skitarii Rangers. Now this will be interesting because this will pretty much be the very first time I actually get exposed to the Adeptus Mechanicus models. So it's very nice with some of these weekly magazines, getting access to things that you would probably normally not go out and buy. So definitely interested to see how they go. Doubtful I would go Puritan, well not Puritan, but dabble in Mechanicus as an army, but yeah, definitely interested to see how they look. So that's pretty much the preview of the next 3 issues. So that was the actual issue for issue 19. In terms of everything else, what do we have? We have, obviously we're getting used to seeing the container sprue, so that's not too bad. Obviously looking very nice. In terms of painting, we'll definitely need a big brush to do so. Now, some of the other things, now because I just remembered, this is issue 19, I am supposed to do a subscription comparison. Now, because this was my subscription, as part of this bundle, we did get a paint handle included. So obviously that was the packaging for it. In terms of the actual paint handle, I've never used one before. There's pretty much the paint handle. I'm assuming you just pull apart as you need and then slide the base in. So that's very cool. So definitely get one of those. I'm sure I've seen on Instagram and things like that, people will tend to have like a collection of these, and I think there's also some attachments where you can have trees of holders. So that's very cool. It does actually feel quite nice in the hand as well. So yeah, definitely looking forward to using this. Might even use it in the initial early days, because I'm probably not going to go into dedicated army building for a little while. Now, I will bring back this, just so that there's something pretty to look at. Now, in terms of the costings, now, as of this issue, issue 19, from a subscription perspective, just shy of 340 Australian dollars, which isn't too bad. In terms of the actual retail costing of all the various things, which includes paints, paintbrushes, various Necron models, various Space Marine models, terrain pieces, painting handles and stuff like that, because there's been some extras thanks to the subscription. In terms of running cost, as of issue 19, so it's 340 from subscription compared to just under 1,200 Australian. So it's interesting that basically I think we're probably looking at what, a third of the costings. So all the items included up to issue 19 so far have basically got for around a third of the cost if I was to get everything at retail. And that's Games Workshop Direct, not necessarily through your reseller and local game stores, which obviously will probably drop the pricing by anything from 10 to maybe even 25%. So, very interesting to see how the running costs go. So, once again, to reiterate, like, the subscription has basically paid for itself almost 3 times over as of issue 19. More so if you picked up a few extras of issues 1, 2 and 3 as I did because they were in clearance bits. Funnily enough, as with this recording, still waiting to see what's happening with Combat Patrol. Still no signs of it hitting Australia yet. And we're now into probably just past halfway mark of September, so interesting to see if that still comes into fruition, knowing that new subscription things have been announced, I think in Age of Sigmar for Spearheads. That looks interesting as well, because I think they're going to do a diverse range on that, so I might dabble in that, because there's 2 or 3 armies within Age of Sigmar that I wouldn't mind. Possibly even more, but time will tell. Anyway, there you go. That's the costing comparison for the up to issue 19. Very interesting, as always. Anyway, leaving it there for the issue 19 walkthrough. So once again, we've looked at the issue, the sprue for the container, which we have seen 3 times, as well as the little bonus handle I got from this subscription. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing, well, not even unboxing, unbagging review video of sorts. Feel free to do the whole usual like, subscribe, comment. It does help support the channel. I do appreciate it. There will be stuff on Instagram as well, which has probably had a serious flooding of 40k work thanks to trying to build my Emperor's Children army. There's also stuff floating around on the YouTube community as well. Not to mention I am trying to do some quick shorts of the army build process. First few episodes have been a little bit plain and boring. Hopefully that will change soon. That being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video, which may be issue 20 next week or something else on the channel. See ya.